Hi everyone, my name is Hridhaan and I welcome you with a very big heart on Let's Talk. In today's lesson, we will talk about 15 most common English idioms that people use in their daily life. But actually, I do not like to call it idioms. I call them smart phrases. These are those creative phrases that people use to talk about certain things in certain situations. Let's get started. The first phrase that we have here is a blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise means a good thing that seemed bad at first. There's one situation, initially you thought that it is bad, but later turns out that it was good. For example, not doing that assignment turned out to be a blessing in disguise because the assignment was cancelled later. So you had that guilt initially that, oh my God, I did not do that assignment because you were busy doing a lot of other things. But later it was found out that the assignment had gotten cancelled. And so not doing the assignment was actually a blessing in disguise. Please use this phrase and make your English better. Next phrase, idiom that we have is get your act together. Get your act together is very commonly used but has a very beautiful meaning. It means to organize yourself. You are somebody who's always disorganized, not just keeping your room dirty, but from mind as well, because you have a lot of things going on. Let's see how we can use it. An example. She is so disorganized, I wish she'd get her act together. That means she has a lot of things going on and her life is not organized. She just does anything at any point in time. She needs to get her act together. She needs to become a little more organized. Let us now look at the third idiom, third interesting phrase that you can use. It is let me off the hook. It has a very interesting meaning. It means do not hold someone responsible for something. For example, you did something and there was somebody who was blaming you for doing that. In such a situation, you can use let me off the hook. Please do not blame me. For example, let me off the hook. I didn't break the glass, so don't blame me. Very interesting phrase. Let us now look at the next one. The next one is on the ball. It means to take quick actions. There are a lot of situations in which we can use this phrase on the ball. One of the examples I hear, I can't believe Molly got that assignment checked so quickly. She's really on the ball. That means she's really quick to take actions here. There are so many situations wherein we take quick actions in our daily life. And in such a situation, when you're so active, you say you are on the ball. The next phrase is pull yourself together. To pull yourself together means to calm down. For example, please don't cry and pull yourself together. Dave never deserved you. So let's say your friend just got separated from Dave. The relationship broke up and you're saying, please don't cry and pull yourself together. Please calm down because Dave was somebody who never deserved you. This was all about pull yourself together. The next phrase in the list is speak of the devil. Very interesting phrase, one of my most interesting ones, which you can use in a funny context as well. For example, it means the person we were just talking about showed up. For example, does it happen to you that you're talking about someone with a friend, let's say you're talking about Rahul, and Rahul just enters the room. You never thought that he will just enter the room when you started talking about him, but it just happened. In such a situation, you say, speak of the devil. Let's see how we can use it in a conversation. A says, hey everyone, sorry I'm late. So there's A who's saying that. B then says, well, speak of the devil. It is actually an exclamation here. Speak of the devil. We were just speaking about something funny you were saying the other day. We were actually just talking about something that you said in a funny way yesterday. The next phrase that we have is, we'll cross the bridge when we reach there. We'll cross the bridge when we reach there. It means, let's not talk about that problem right now. So probably there's a problem or a situation or a condition that you're talking about. And in such a situation, if you want to deal with the solution of that problem later, that's when you use this phrase, we'll cross the bridge when we reach there. For example, Martin asked, what we do if we make mistakes as we speak English. And not just Martin, there are so many of us. Do you suffer from the same problem as Martin? Well, if you do, please do let me know in the comment section, because somebody else says it here. I said we'll cross that bridge when we reach there. It's very important. First, do not start talking about the mistakes first. It's important that you start speaking first. And so in communication, not just in English, but any language, start talking. Don't worry about the mistakes. Mistakes will be automatically corrected. This is how we use this phrase. Let's now look at the next one. You've got to be showing off. You've got to be showing off is very interesting again. It means to go away. You can either use it informally, rudely, or to express your anger, or in a funny way as well. For example, you've got to be showing off. I'm studying and you're bothering me. Well, a fight amongst siblings is going on, and one of them says, you've got to be showing off. Why? Because I'm studying and you're disturbing me. That's how you use you've got to be showing off. Let us now look at the next one. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Very interesting phrase. Have you ever gone through a situation in your life wherein you have two choices? Well, if you follow choice A, you will fail, and if you follow choice B, you will fail even then. In such a situation, you say, damned if you do and damned if you don't. It means be unsuccessful even if you do it and don't do it. With it, I mean something. For example, I'm sick and can't sit for the exam tomorrow or whenever it is. I am doomed if I do and I'm doomed if I don't. So it is like that situation wherein I will fail no matter what I'll do. This is how you use damned if you do, damned if you don't. Please do make sure that you use it in daily life. The next one is get bent out of shape. It means to become upset. There are so many times when people become upset in daily life. That's when you use the phrase get bent out of shape. For example, it's okay to get bent out of shape when you fail an exam. Work hard and pass the next time. It's very important for us all to remember. It's fine if we fail an exam. It's okay. Let's not be so tough on ourselves. But in such a situation, don't get bent out of shape. Don't become upset, too much upset. Work hard and pass it the next time. This is get bent out of shape. Let's now look at the next one. A dime a dozen. Very interesting phrase. It means very common. Anything that is very common. For example, don't buy this. Books like this are a dime a dozen at my house. So you're suggesting to your friend at a bookshop that, hey, do not buy this book on psychology or let's say mythology. There are so many books that I have at my house. You can borrow any of those from me. So dime a dozen is something that is very common. Next one is wrap your head around it. One more time, wrap your head around it. It means to understand something finally. Now, if you have understood any one of the phrases, idioms that we have spoken about in this video, then that means you have wrapped your head around it. For example, I couldn't wrap my head around grammar in the beginning, but the training on Let's Talk made my life easier. The training on Let's Talk made my life easier. That means initially it was very hard for me to understand grammatical pointers, but later I realized that I did a training on Let's Talk, successfully completed a training, and it helped me get better at it. It wrapped my head around it. Next one is play devil's advocate. Play devil's advocate means to warn or contrast a decision. For example, you have made a decision and there is somebody who's opposing, not opposing, but warning you about that decision that you have made. And that's when you use the phrase play devil's advocate. So that person is playing devil's advocate. Let's better understand it using an example. I don't want to play the devil's advocate. Can we really afford to pay the EMI for the new car? Imagine there's a husband and there's a wife and they are planning to get a new car. And the husband says, or the wife says to the other one that I don't want to play the devil's advocate. I don't want to ruin your plan, but I just want to warn your decision. Can we really afford to pay the EMIs of the new car? Because I don't think we have the financial condition to at the moment. So that's how you use devil's advocate. Let us now look at the next one, and that is burn bridges. Imagine there are bridges, if there's a bridge between two people that's connected from one person's heart to the other person's heart. And if that bridge burns, there's no connection anymore. It means ruined relationship. Let's see how we can use it. I don't burn bridges just because Kate didn't wish me on my birthday. I do not want to ruin my relationship with her just because of that. This was all about understanding and using the 15 most commonly used idioms, creative phrases in English language. And if you've wrapped your head around any of these phrases, please do make sure that you let me know your favorite ones in the comment section below. Please do make sure that you like these videos and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much and have a great day ahead.